hexagon sort of on there. So we're going to continue on. See that it has the imprint of the hexagon. So we're going to continue on from there. We'll put that in there like that. Okay, and then we're going to put our metal washer. Supposedly before I had the smaller washer, right? Let's see what the metal is. The other one has a little bit bigger surface. See a difference here. So we're hoping that will cover a little bit more. So this was the old one originally from the RAM mount. We're going to replace it with a little bit more. I guess we can use the softer side or the flat side. Let's see which one works best on this setup here. We can use the flat side to work, or we can use the round side. Let's see. The round side would probably be better at glazing it, but then this guy would try to twist it off of there. So maybe we can use the flat side for the RAM surface. That way this guy's can, this rubber here won't try to be twisted off shaping wise. And then we could put our little mount here. Look at that, it's like kind of, I don't know, heavy duty plated or something. Not gold plated, I don't think. Gold's softer, so probably not that. But it's definitely heavier duty. Okay, so here we go. We're putting the metal washer. It doesn't use a what do you call that? A little lock spring or anything. So this is it right here. You can see there. There's our new washer in there. I'm not sure the old washer would have flushed in more, but let me find out what's going on. So this guy is not going to flush in more. So he's going to be exactly the way he is, like right there, like that, right? And he feels like he's doing a good job. But let's see, we put the old one, see what happens. Just to make sure that we're not losing anything from the way it was designed with the old washer. So I'll take this one out. Take the old washer. Or the old washer look like it's kind of bented already and concave like that. So it probably has a lot more time to drive in. But it does feel a little bit more snug in there. So you can see here, it's more hidden, right? You don't see too much excess of washer there. So it looks like it's penetrating it more. Yeah, so it's almost like gone, really. So let's stick with the old one. I think that's the reason, probably by design, it's made to dent a little bit in there. So it can hide that little metal. But because you see it's a lot more nicer and flush than this guy here, which he was protruding. So we found that one out now. Let's make sure our RAM mount, wherever it's positioned at. Boy, oh boy, what am I got myself into here? The RAM mount, I think this thing twirls too, am I correct? Or am I going the opposite direction? Yeah, there you go, I am going the opposite direction. We're in the right path. Okay, so it's going to be laying like this. We're going to have our phone right here. So it's going to, RAM mount's going to be right tight. This one actually shows the RAM too, which is awesome. Keep all the wording the same. I kind of like that. I didn't plan it, but it worked out well. Okay, so we'll keep the RAM facing forward. There we go. That's the RAM mount for you. So we got that clean and we got that position where we want. I think there's enough slack to be able to reach inside and plug our phone easily without being so bent out of shape, let's say. Because I believe as long as the magnet gets to a point where it hooks, it might actually protrude a little bit lower, to be honest with you. Because I believe if the phone grips, its butt is going to at least stick about half an inch away. If it sticks half an inch away, this guy needs to actually come up a little bit more for us. Just saying. But you can do it this way too, to get him out more. And then we can fully tighten him down when we actually feel he's in a position where he doesn't need to move anymore. Okay, so there you go. I just pre-tighten it, just a little bit snug. You can still move it up and down. So that way we can adjust it once we actually get our phone properly mounted. So let me get all this bolts. Bolts attaching to it. The only thing you should attach to it is it's the connection tip. Alright, so this is good. This is ready. Let's go ahead and get the holder ready too now. Let's go. We're going to mount the holder now. Let's lay this back on his 4 legs here. Luckily it has 4 legs. Okay, so unfortunately we couldn't use this washer, so we'll throw it back in the little thing. So more than likely it looked like everything can be replaced. Not much. Only one Nolan washer we still have to test out too. And we'll be testing them out as soon as we put that leg in there a second here. Because he needs to also grip himself and tighten down. Could we put another washer in here to help reinforce the surface space? We might. Because this guy right here doesn't have really much of a washer inside of him. So maybe we could go get back that washer because we could probably put a washer in here if anything. See that? And then again, we gotta prepare this guy because he's gonna be mounted with the. So let me bring back that washer. Out here, you guys can see. Okay, so let's find out which washer will be adequate for it to go in here. Support, because I believe this is a cheese head Allen, and you can see here there's not much support there. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't rip through it a little bit because he almost looked like he could fit in there. So another washer wouldn't hurt at all. That way we can really get in there and change the dynamic of this. So let's see how much more. See, this guy will fit snugly in there and also gives him a bit of an extra washer. So we were able to use this washer, I guess, a different scenario. So we could put that in there like this. There we go. You can see that washer is helping the plate. Okay, so now this is where it gets tricky because we definitely now have to use our Norda lock. And let's take one with the seal thread on there already because I don't feel like having to self-adjust this right now. So let's get one that's already been still sealed. We need two of them actually. So let's go and find two of them that are still kept this adhesive ready to go. There we go. Those ones are ready. So we got two adhesive. So we're gonna go prepare those guys. I believe they lock one here, and then on the other side it's gonna lock another one. But we'll put this in for temporarily. Now, did we agree on replacing this with a Nolan washer, or keep the ugly black one? I believe we did. So we'll go and keep the Nolan washer in here. The reason why is you can get Allen in here, but you can't get your socket to probably grip the Nolan washer, or if you can, that'd be great. That way we can actually hide this guy and put the Allen one in there. We can flip this around. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if I doubt that I have a socket perfectly enough to go in here and through the Allen, but I believe this takes probably M14. So let's find that. Let's try even a 13 first of all. See if it actually will work with 13, right? Holy shit, this is a 13. Alright, so let's see if it'll fit through here. See? It won't fit through here, unfortunately. So that means it has to stick out this way because we can't fit our Allen socket in here. That should be no problem to tighten it. We just use the extension. So we have this, and where is our extension? There we go. Put it through the extension. See, we can secure it, hold it, this one right here, while we tighten this down with a 13mm socket. So we have to actually come from this way. You can see the Allen bolt won't drive anymore because actually you can tell if it's the right thread again. If you can feel it will tighten it. It's just a little bit rubber hold. So I'll do it just an example. I'll hold it with the socket. I'll hold this one with the socket. I'll try to tighten this by hand. See if it wants to move. Well, I want to make sure it locks it in. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy in here. Lock him down. Okay, then I'm going to take this. I'm going to turn it. If I can turn it a little bit, that means it's the right thread. See that? I can still turn it a little bit. So the only thing it's holding is the nylon. So that's the purpose of the nylon, to be able to create some resistance so it doesn't vibrate off easily. So this is the correct nylon washer for it. But you know what? Look, I think we might have another situation in our hand. So we might need, if this goes here and this is supposed to tighten that whatever washer it was before, I think this nylon was smaller really to tighten it like right there. I just don't want to use this guy again. But this guy, let's see how he will actually interact. Let me first of all loosen this guy, because I don't think I'll be able to loosen when I get on there. So see that? It spins it off. It's pretty strong. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take this socket and we're going to take this whole setup here and just check this out. Let's see if it will work. Let me rest this second on the bag. This guy's going to be loosey-goosey, so we got too many moving components here. Alright, so we got the first one here. Okay, then we need to get the second one, so let me see if I can do this. From underneath. Not much. There's still enough thread there, I think. This guy needs to protrude a little bit more, which is fine. Barely enough thread, actually. I think these washers do put a bit of a toll. The Nordilock washer, there's 2 of them. But I think we might be able to get some thread still for this guy. I think we replaced it with almost a good 5 threads, right? There you go. See, I'm bolting them sort of by hand. Now, when they tighten down, it's going to grip every known surface that we can think of. Now, you want the Nordilock. I'm trying to level the Nordilock more than... See how it look. See there? I love the Nordilock pattern. It just looks pretty damn awesome. Now, this thing was supposed to go here right now. So we might want to go ahead and maybe get it ready position-wise. So we'll leave this alone here. And we can't really put the other base in there yet because this needs to get tightened first, how we really want it. So let's see how we're going to do this. We can leave this on temporarily just to have it there. But let me go ahead and get something that's... Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll just kind of give this a little snug just to keep it in place for a second. We'll worry about tightening it as soon as we get this guy teeth adjusted and everything. But let me see if I can even snug it much anymore. But you can see here, I guess we can. So it's going to be held not only just by the Nolan washer, but also the Nordilock. And we even will probably put blue Loctite as well. So let me see if I can just snug it just a little bit more. See how much more thread I can squeeze in there, huh? I believe righty-tighty. Yeah, there we go. There we go. This will be it. So you can see, wow, it's actually a really good grip, even with just a little bit snug. I don't think I can actually even flex it. Let me see if I can try. First of all, let me get the phone back onto this casing here. Okay. Alright, so let's see here. See if I can actually bend this. Yeah, this thing is... Yeah, I can still move it. Not too bad, not too shabby. Let's see how much thread I got out of it. Yeah, it looks like with all the washers coming to play... I mean, we might be able to just use one Nordilock washer. How about that? And see what that does. Unfortunately, this one layer looks like it's not giving a proper grip on the Nordilock. Because the Nordilock is a little bit too fat for it. So we might actually have to replace it with a regular washer. We might have to lose one Nordilock here to create the more space for the Nolan. So, pros and cons here. Let's see. Yeah, well, if we're putting another washer here, then there's no... Well, the purpose of putting another washer here is to actually close that gap a little bit. Because it looks like that washer could dig into the Nordilock, which I think might be a good thing, really. So we might have to keep... and just take one Nordilock out. We'll see. We'll see how that one's going to work out for us. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get this prepared as well. I think that's about it. We're already done with figuring out our ram mount. How we're going to really get this guy... protrude in there. So we're going to close this case up here, and then the other one's going to be the mirror situation. So yep, this was the old wiring here. You can see here, this is how much slack was really needed. So we might bind it up almost the same, really, but we'll see. We might see something different, change it before us to be able to bind it up like this. One thing I like about this one is light. And this is how it was flexed in that little joint area too. To be able to create that interlock sort of, or pull tug lock. But yeah, it's light. So that's what's great about these connections. They're made from light plastic. So they don't put too much, the weight of this cable doesn't weigh it and drop out the cable. So, don't go for braided cable unless you have a really strong magnet or a good, really, I don't know. These tips are not made to hold pressure as we think. They're just made to come on and off easily with a little tug. So if you have a braided strong cable, it's probably more than likely the weight of the cable itself, even though it's nice and durable, it probably serves no purpose if it keeps on falling off on you on your phone. So I learned my lesson, not buy braided cable. I go with something genuine, like original OEM product, which that's why they designed it that way, from a little lighter plastic to be able to serve that purpose of not having the cable tug off easily by its own sheer weight. So that one's good. We are done with there. Let me go and try to find a bag for this guy. Put him back on, there you go. Put him back on his cable bag there. We got quite a bit of tips here. I probably showed you guys earlier the C tip connector, the Apple tips and everything. So these came with the cable. You can change the tip out easily. Like our GoPro takes a C type. That back in there. I think we spent quite a bit of time already just talking about the difference, or cleaning our RAM mount and preparing it. But we better do that now than have to figure out, oh man, it didn't work, or this didn't work, or that didn't work. Okay, I got a bit of tip connection. I even got more tips in here. Let me go and put these all tips on, put them all in one bag. Alright, there we go. All these, they're magnets, so they come all together. There we go, put them all here. That way we have all the tips. There you go, so all those tips. Plenty of tips. So you can. What's great about these tips is you can latch them onto your device and keep them on there. That's what they're made for. You know, you don't really want to take it back on and off each tip to put on a new device. You just want to get this guy here to come off of it and keep this tip on your device. And then when it's ready, you can go in back. So, that was premeditated design there. All right, so we're almost there. A few more final touches. Mainly to just really get that handlebar mounted before we can mount everything else on this surface. So let's go and close this guy up. This guy right here can actually stay in this loop here. I think he's going to come from one direction or the other. Let's see which one, because he's coming this way, right? And let's see which one is the hex. Don't want to lose him. Let's see which one's the hex one. I really believe that. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me try to find one that actually maybe it's the right thread for him. Because if this guy fit, right? I wonder why these guys won't fit. Maybe he needs a bigger one. I'll try. Let's see. This might be way too big. Let's fit right through him. That's unfortunate. Maybe. Oh, look. Look at this guy. Brand new. We'll replace it. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't see it. We were talking about trying to replace this guy as well, right? So we get actually a different thread. We can actually use a different Nolan washer. Or we can use our new Nolan washer. You see there? This guy might fit. It might be a suitable replacement from the same length, but it's newer. And if that guy, see, this guy won't fit this one either, which is expected, but he will probably fit this Nolan washer here. Look at that. Bingo. So now we have a suitable replacement to replace this guy. So we were able to replace at least two things, or three. If you count these two as a pair, right? Because this one, they're different thread pitch. You can see how much more wider this thread pitch is. This is how you can tell by thread pitch. You can almost visually see it. But if we replace the pair in combo, we don't have to worry about thread pitch. Because we're replacing, see this right here? This is the original one. Look how much more wide the thread pitch that is compared to this one, which is more compact together. So this has a smaller thread pitch, they say, because it's more compact. If this was 175 thread pitch, this would have been 125. You can see that the thread pitch is not that wide. So we'll use this setup combined together. In fact, we'll also, let's see, we can even give them a washer. So let's go over there back, see our setup, see which way this guy lays. I kind of like this one because it's solid black, to be honest with you. So I might maybe reconsider basically based on the color. Okay, so you can see here the Nolan watch is going to be sticking out like this, but a little chrome doesn't hurt. You can see we got bits of chrome here, or just silver. So this Nolan watch is going to be sticking out here in the front. You can see this one actually might be one problem too, because our Nolan washer here is actually smaller hexagon shape than the other one. So you can see here, if I put it in, see there? It almost loosens, so we might not be able to use it based on, not just based on the thread and everything would work, but unfortunately the Nolan washer won't fit more securely than the old one. So yeah, that's a no-go for this guy to go. So we'll have to keep this back as original. So we'll put this guy back here. Always trying to figure out something different. So we're able to just replace one Nolan washer out of the whole thing, and these two Sun, and even then we're not debating if they're going to work or not, because we're finding out that they're not closing properly enough. So that might be an issue for us to come back to and take a look at. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at these guys here again. Okay, so there we go. So this guy's going to be driving this one this way. So that means more than likely we're going to prepare his bolt to come out. I'm sorry. We're going to prepare his bolt to come out this way like this. Okay, so we can prepare him now to put it in there like this way. That way we know which way he's going to go when he's inside the setup there. And can we actually give him a washer on top of that? We might. I think we should. So let's go and open this and give him a black washer. There we go. I think I found one right here. So there we go. We'll give him a little black washer to help him out. There we go. Just to make sure. I think a little black washer's not going to hurt him. So, and besides, it might. I'm not sure this is rubber, but I think it's aluminum. So it might actually help cover more of this little guy area. Won't put too much pressure around his surface area. You can see it's almost offset a little bit still, huh? Like he's not. See, it's not like a perfect. You know, it looks like it's mounted toward the side a little bit. It's kind of awkward, huh? But look, it came and flushed it. We can still straighten it. Watch. See that? I was afraid you couldn't do it, but I guess you can, see? This almost makes it look like it's perfectly in the vicinity of this whole circle. So that'll work. Alright. Okay, so it's going to be tightened. Got little washers to support itself. Fortunately, that back is going to slide. It needs to really grip both sides, really. So the Nolan washer probably has to work in pairs, to be honest with you. But we'll see what it does. I mean, when we get to that part of mounting it, we'll play around some more on that one. But for the meantime, let's go ahead and let's put these guys back here with the Nolan washers are, just in case we need to interchange them back. So those guys are right there. This one here, let's see the thread on it. Again, it's going to take this little small thread side, but you can see here. See that? It will go in. So it needs all the thread it can to execute. And when we had the cup holder there, see this thing right here goes up to the point where it'll cover that guy. Let's see how much it'll go. So this is how much thread it will really give us to work with. Or lower a little bit, because it doesn't need any more, because this mirror here is going to lock in. And we'll put thread locker on them so it doesn't vibrate off. Blue Loctite will be fine. Blue thread locker. We were able to replace this one guy, so we'll keep this guy here as a souvenir, maybe, for one that we accomplished to replace the bolts, other than the Nordilock. Let's go and put this one back. Alright, let's get ready and look at the mounting position of that one, and then we're going to go ahead and super glue it all together. It's going to be a fun-filled time here. Get back up on the handlebar. So let's do this. This one's positioned back here, you know. We could position this right now, but it'd be too much in the way. We're trying to get things out of the way, not more in the way, right? So we're going to make sure we remove things that doesn't need to be there temporarily. So this is fine. We can leave this here just to hold it. Get an idea of what we're dealing with. Or we can remove it to clear out more space and more visibility. Clamping it. So let's do that. See if I can remove it. There we go. I think it's coming off. Along with the Nordelocks and the washer. Put them back in here. Nolan washer can only tighten so much until it hits the Nolan. The nylon, I mean. Nylon washer. There we go. That one's okay, so we'll leave this guy alone because it doesn't seem like he's giving us any problem or any even dirt getting into it. So he's cool. Okay, let's go ahead and take this completely off and actually kind of examine this. I believe this guy can slide now. We need to take them off anyway because we're going to apply a new Loctite on them. Because once they're loose, the Loctite's already broken. So we need to come back to them and apply new Loctite. So let me go ahead and get... Where was that? Oh, I need to get... oh, here it is. It's already here. We have our two sets here that we need. Probably H5 also. We'll see. I believe it's this one and H5. I'm not sure if it's this one. Yeah, it's the H5, H4. But these guys are probably... Alright, they're H4 also. Can't be H4 in both, right? I think the brakes are, oh, the brakes are probably H6. So this is probably where we need to get H6 in there maybe. No, it's actually H5. So H5 and H4 is what we need. Those two consecutive ones. Let's get this guy back here. We don't need our H6. But we do need our H5. These two will be the set to take them all off. And let's work on this guy first. Once we get him adjusted, we can start fixing our plastic and everything. So let's go and get him completely off. He's gonna fall a little bit. That's just expected. And then we need to route those blue wires before then. We can clamp them on now. I mean the USB. We can prepare to clamp it on. This has washers too, which is great. Okay, I'll put it in my pocket. Knowing me, I probably would lose the minute I set it on the floor. Just unscrewing it by hand. Oh, let's see. There's the teeth here I was talking about. And unfortunately, we sealed already there in that position. But maybe the teeth, you can see where it's supposed to go. We might have to pre-drill it again to come a little bit more toward our side. So you can see, unfortunately, the teeth was way up there. So I'll show you real quick here. Let me take the screw out. You can see here the teeth that we pre-drilled was too inner. And we probably need to back it out and maybe go a little bit further. Probably the same position, but a little bit more closer to the right. Just like almost parallel to it, but more to the right. So, be a good idea. That way I could kind of show you how maybe do another hole punch here. Because that little plastic there was being clamped on forcefully. See, if I go up like this, he's going to be riding up again. That's the problem we had last time. Go over here, it's too low again. So we need to probably tap it a little bit right next to it almost, unfortunately. So there's going to be a third hole. Fourth hole, actually. We got the original hole, their second attempt. Now that was our third attempt. Now this is our fourth attempt. You guys can't see it because of the light. Let me see if I can turn this around. There you go. All right, so see there? That's the hole there we have. It's too much toward the center of the handlebar. And there's our teeth. What we need to do now is do a hole punch, get our drill, just kind of bring it all the way back here. Like you can see here, the markings, it's like almost next to each other. Yeah, it's just like really next to each other. We'll keep in the same spot, but we'll need to drive it a little bit more right there. That way it can rest a little bit more closer to, unfortunately, the grip. So that's where we want it. That's where we're going to get it. So let's go and open this guy up, our drill bit and everything. And re-tap that area there. Okay, just going to take the other socket. Put that into play. Completely remove this guy as well. Keep them all in my pocket. I don't think I even need the socket really. Just need the spunner. Yeah, these are great Allen bolts. They fit right in, no problem. Okay, there's one. The washers might come off here and there. We want to just get this guy out of the way. He's already Allen bolt sealed with the NCY master brakes cap, but we'll try to hold it upright still just to make sure. Then we'll give our lines inspection as well just to make sure they're still doing okay. I think they are. One thing I could have done is actually put the crush washer, but I kept the rubber old washer because it had the rubber insulator. I didn't realize that the aluminum or whatever they had, the crush washer, would have done the same seal, which is nice. But I can visually inspect this, make sure I don't have any liquid at all spurring. Nope, we're clean. We are clean. Alright, so we're going to keep this guy here, or I don't think we could tie strap him anywhere. It's pretty smooth surface, right? Maybe we can, I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. Want him to hang somewhere, just hang out. There we go, we'll just keep him there. I just don't want to flex him everywhere. Okay, so we're going to work on this guy right here. We drilled a hole, our fourth attempt right there. So we're going to take a center punch and make this happen. So let me get the center punch tool again, show you which one you need to drill and everything. Let me go and put this over here to keep it safe from walking distance. Doesn't seem too bad. So we're going to aim a little bit more toward the right. Facing us, we're going to be the right. So let's do this. Let's see here. So I'll show you exactly what size of teeth and what power drill socket to use to be able to drill that sucker in there. Let's see if this has it in there. Get at the hardware store, the Home Depot. There we go. There's our center punch here. You can use like a Husky brand or a DeWalt, but this is the size you want. You want 7/32 by 6 millimeter. And it makes sure, I think it always will say for wood, steel, and I think this is aluminum here. It looked like a sheet aluminum. There you go. This is what the size tip you need in order to get the teeth for your handlebar in there. So we'll open this nicely. Oh, let's see. Squeeze this guy in here. These center punch are great, and I think this guy's pretty good too, as long as I know how to get him back out. I think we create a lock for him. Maybe this is the way to unlock him, or you can lock him like this, or maybe he was locked this way, or maybe he was locked this way. There we go. Open a tool to get to a tool. How about that? How did this guy? Gotta love tools, don't you? If you don't know what you're doing, it never will open up for you. Open sesame. Come on. You're opening all day long today. Now you decide, alright, you don't want to come out. There we go. That's weird. I think it might have been blocked by his junction or something. I was about to just take the blade out straight, and all of a sudden it opens up. Can you believe that? Alright. There we go. Might have been just caught in something. Alright, there we go. Nice and black too. I love the gunmetal. Look at that. Sweet. And it has a spring too, so when you poke it on something, it's going to create a hole punch to it like this one. Putting my metal so you guys can see it a little bit. This is going to spring back. Now this is treated, so but it still make that mark. See that? And that's enough there for your drill to do his work. Let's go and get the drill bit. Get this guy open as well. All right. Okay, this is the drill bit we're going to need. And we're going to need this 7/32. So let's go and center punch this where we want it. We got to be really precise this time because this is our 4th attempt on this sucker. So we're going to estimate it's going to be somewhat like right there. This is like a little bit, not even that far away from it. So it's like right there. You guys can see the light with me. There we go. So we're going to estimate somewhere right there. You can see it's almost parallel to it. Okay, we're going to center punch it. It's going to be a little bit more trickier because it's like really borderline to it. Now you can't really just take a drill and drill it straight because the center punch helps you keep the drill bit in the area that you need to focus on. That's why you need to use a center punch. See that? I would do it like five times just to make sure that let the spring retract back and go for another push. We might have got it already, but I just want to double check. Let me turn. I can't get that resolution there. There we go. That's still not showing a good center punch marking, so I'll try to mark it again. Very, very next to it almost. I think it's going to probably break a wider gap here. So you can see here, I believe this might have been the original. Yeah, this might have been the original right all the way in top there. So we might need to take a little bit further down actually. It's better to have a center punch marking left untapped than to actually drill a hole that unwanted. So let me go ahead and get this guy back all the way over here. But he might be too far. Waiting for the center punch to retract back. I'll do it like 5 times. Just let the center punch do the tool. You can see here we got it right here where we want him to, sort of. But now he's look like he's going a little bit higher up. So I gotta be really careful. I think that's still not exactly where I'm planning to, so I might need to go back to the same position I had earlier. Poor handlebar. So I'm making a third indent now because I really thought that was a good position there for him, but he might not be too well because I think the first position might have been the best one there because then the center punch would have gave way. Let's try this one. Okay, I'm giving it the 6th one just to keep it separated. Say, there we go. We got that guy right there. I think he might work just well. Sorry, you can't see it. It's really bad lighting. But there you go. I tried so many attempts here to this one. So we're going to settle on this guy here. Sort of our main one, you could say. Or even the one that right, I think this right here might do a trick. This guy right here. So let's go ahead and shoot for him. We're going to pre-drill him. Put our drill bit on the side. Center punch are pretty much hardened pretty well. There we go. That's it, just a regular good drill bit here. Set up our drill bit. This is our 4th hole. I'm hoping not to mess up on the 4th one, huh? As you set your drill bit for drilling, it's this little drill icon there. Going forward. Let grip. Alright. So there's a drill way we want. So there we go. It has a little bit of light too for us. Guys, see which one I'm targeting here. So it's going to be really close. I'm going to do a sort of a slow drill.
See that? It wants to go into that groove right there. That's not what we want. So I might have to start him off with this one. I'm almost thinking maybe get him back to his original spot. Or drag this guy a little bit more inward. I think we can probably best, you know what, instead of messing all this up, let's go ahead and drag this guy a little bit more inward this way. And we'll let the clamp, the teeth is just a hold, right? So he just needs to come in a little bit more inward. So let's see if we can do that. Let's try to stretch this drill bit, sort of more incline here this way. See, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to bring him long ways. See that? I'm trying to bring him long ways. Try to get this teeth here. Oh no, that's not a good sign. Yeah, you want your drill bit to be loose while you're doing this. Let me get this drill bit securely tightened again. I thought it would. Thought it gripped them, but it didn't. I think there's the 4 corners there. Thought I gripped the 4 corners. There we go. This should. Can't tell which 4 corners is going to grip, but it's going to grip. You can see here I've stretched out the hole a little bit to this side, right? Okay, so now it's going to be stretched a little bit more toward the right here now. That way we're not drilling any extra hole. We're just kind of stretching him, widening him to the right more. I think we did it. So let's see if the teeth will give us any problems. Let's go ahead and mount that guy back. This is the teeth right here. Hopefully it's not broken. These things crack easily. Okay, let's see how it'll fit. Okay, he does want to go in, but he's still going into the, and we need to drag him a little bit more to the right. So we're gonna go ahead and keep trying to get that swerve over there to the right more. So let's do this. I'm probably needing both hands to do this. So let me go ahead and position this where you guys can still see my drilling. All right, give me 1 second here. There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is kind of stretch this over there. Try to keep in one hole still, because we're sharing half a hole with the other one. That's why I want to create a new one if I don't need it. It looks like they're doing a good job of expanding it. Oh, there. See, the hole is being expanded. Okay, let's see if he fits now. See that the hole is being expanded.